Congratulations, President Biden and Vice President Harris. You have been politically correct. But in doing so, you have undermined America's security interests.
Part of the reason that we find ourselves in a world on fire in Ukraine, in the Indo-Pacific, and now in the Middle East is because of our naivete and our weakness, and more specifically, the naivete and the weakness of the Biden administration. I will buy you a pony if you can name me one foreign policy victory they have had, measured any way you want to. The Biden administration sends a message of weakness when it refuses to enforce the oil sanctions on Iran, when it cut and ran in Afghanistan, when it removed the sanctions on Russia's Nord Stream 2 pipeline, when it gave Iran $4.5 billion in cash from the International Monetary Fund. And I could go on. Whether you think we should have been in Afghanistan or not, the withdrawal was a circus parade of bad decisions. By ignoring those who knew better, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris delivered these terrorists their biggest win in years. Well, here's what's going on. I've seen the classified information. The quarterback is President Xi in China, and he's working with Putin and the Ayatollah in Iran, and their goal is to have Russia dominate Central and Eastern Europe, have Iran dominate the Middle East, and have China be free to do what it wants in the Indo-Pacific and Sub-Saharan Africa and in South America. I don't want America to be the world's policeman, but I don't want Russia or China or the Ayatollah to be either. If you decide to be a bear, be a grizzly. We can't blink, especially when you're dealing with hard men like these. And they're not scared of President Biden or Vice President Harris. Just look at, they're running wild, and the Biden-Harris administration just allows them to do it. Treasury Secretary Yellen, with the White House is okay, gave President Putin $17 billion through the International Monetary Fund. At the same time, the Treasury Secretary gave Iran $5 billion, and she signed off on $40 billion for China. We're going backwards here, and nobody will talk about it. My position is pretty clear. I love Israel. I despise Putin. I despise the Communist Party of China, and I despise the Ayatollah in Iran. Vice President Harris, President Biden, Secretary Blinken, National Security Advisor Sullivan, they're not wartime consigliaries. They're diplomats. They think if we just sit down and hug our enemies and give them a cup of hot cocoa, everything will be okay. We're in a prison riot here with our enemies. They want to quote Socrates, weakness invites the wolves.